special live from the Aviva with thanks to Boyle Sports. On stage tonight, Kenny Cunningham, Steve McManaman, and first, off the ball's most impartial football commentator. In fact, here he is at his unbiased best. He's definitely not a Liverpool fan, and he absolutely did not insist on presenting tonight. It's Nathan Murphy!
Good evening, good evening. In fairness, he could have picked any one of many great Liverpool this season for that piece of commentary. We might play some more of them a little bit later on. How are we all? We are here, of course, to celebrate a club on the cusp of League and Champions League double. Was the plan when we arranged this. Unfortunately, things may well have changed. Are we all okay after last night? No. Was anybody over at Barcelona? You're from Barcelona? Only good joke. Hopefully it'll improve as the night goes on. Only get better. What are we thinking? 3-0 down, is it over? A special Anfield night? Can we come back? Can Liverpool come back? Oof. Not. What about the Premier League? Oof. This is definitely as we planned it. We got a brilliant night coming up. Kenny Cunningham's going to join us in a while. We're through tactically what happened last night, how the season has gone so far. But first, I want to bring a man who's a two-time Champions League winner and very much an icon in the 90s. Please give it up for Steve McManaman. Welcome, welcome.
Where do you want me?
Seat right there.
Am I on? Yes.
You are on. We are here tonight with thanks to Boyle Sports. You can download the faster than ever Boyle Sports app for exclusive price enhancements, bet builder, and cash out on the Premier and Champions League. These people need cheering up.
I know. I heard them just there. In the league, 3-0 down. It's a
week ago.
It's a bit like that. I was at the game last night, and I flew in, and incredibly frustrating night. I've seen Liverpool lots of times, like most people have. Red Star Belgrade, Napoli, even Bayern Munich away. I thought they played the best they played. It was the worst result. So incredibly frustrating night, and it isn't at Anfield because they've got the
first goal.
They've got the best number. They've got the planet, haven't they, playing for them? But
was that simply the difference last night?
I think so. Of course, Liverpool missed some good chances, which normally the lads would, on a weekly basis. And but they have got this player who is extra special. But I mean, no doubt Liverpool fans will be told in the next week or so that Barcelona lost last year 3-0. The year before they lost 4-0 away at Paris Saint-Germain. So there's a chance, and there is. We have to stay positive, but it's hard, isn't it? 2-0 last night. Okay, 3-1, okay, we've still got a chance, but 3-0 is difficult. If Liverpool were winning 3-0 and went away from home, you'd expect Liverpool to score position to have to score 5, and that's the only thing nagging in my mind. When they play as special as they have, it's going to be hard, but you have to keep the faith.
Well, that pep talk, it's fair to say.
All right, lads, let's get on the drink. Come on, let's close.
You're obviously working over there. Did you get any sense after the game of the vibe? You read anything into it? Is everyone just naturally devastated?
Yeah, I think so. We all are. They all felt they played well. Jurgen Klopp played well, but it just got away from them, didn't it? Liverpool are dominating the game. They got more possession. The stats were better. The teams dominated Barcelona at Camp Nou like Liverpool had. Certainly after about minutes. Yeah, it just suddenly turns out 3-0. Minutes later, it's like 3-0 and we're all walking away dejected, so it was a strange.
What sort of reception do you get at the Camp Nou playing as a former Real Madrid player who
it's fine.
Scored in the Champions League semi-final?
Get over my head, it's fine, don't worry about that. No, they're actually not bad. It's not as, let's say, intense as that Liverpool-Manchester United rivalry play.
Right.
But not necessarily away from the stadium. People are not dialed into madness like they are when Liverpool and Man United play.
Yeah, pretty crazy classicos.
Yes.
You played the night of the Pig's Head,
I played the night of the Pig's Head, yeah. Balls were on the pitch, whiskey bottles, mobile phones, anything that throw was on the pitch. I mean, it was quite a surreal experience because anybody alludes back to the game. Luis Figo took our corners, and in the end, he had to stop taking them because it was too dangerous. We had all the security around telling the fans to stop, but the fans were like, whoa, just chucking everything. So in the end, it was like, right, Luis, you can't take them, so someone else has to take them. And the following year, it happened again, and the game was
put your hand up and say, yeah.
I just said, I'm not going over there. So, yeah, good times.
We'll talk a bit with Kenny Cunningham. I think the lads might want to check your microphone.
Yeah.
Make sure it's working fine. We are live on the Aviva Stadium, the hashtag OTB Aviva, because we're live on all our social channels. You can watch on offtheball.com, on YouTube, on Facebook, or you can text us on News Talk 3106. We'll chat as well about the season, and the one line, I guess, that keeps coming up when Liverpool are in a title race, about the length of time that it is since Liverpool last won the title. Can't believe it's 20.
Yeah,
that must resonate with you
definitely
more than anybody else. You 6 months after Liverpool last won the league.
I remember debut in 1990. Yeah, the year they last. Apart from people going on and on and on, it suddenly makes you feel really. I still feel as if I'm okay. I can still mix it with the younger lads. But when you keep on saying 29 years ago, I go, oh my Lord. So yeah, you just want to get that number and just chuck it away, don't you? That's what it is. Because I don't know what it is with the team. There's a lot of, I don't know whether it's jealousy, resentment, but there's a lot of people don't win the Premier League. They're more than happy for Manchester City to win. It's Liverpool to win.
Is that not just Manchester United fans?
I think it's a lot of fans.
Why?
Fans who have come across. I don't know.
Because all these people will be insufferable if Liverpool win the league.
I don't know. I don't think they would. They? Or would
yeah, they most definitely would.
Maybe they would be insufferable. But yeah, it's a long time. It's too long, isn't it? It's too long. 29 years when they, the 80s, and when they dominated cup competitions.
And when you're working your way up through the youth team and you make your debut 6 months after they win the title, are you sort of assuming once I break into this team, I'm going to be winning league?
Yes, because when you looked around the dressing room, they were all, stars now, of course, but they were superstars, Barnesies and the Whelans and the Nichols, and of course, it was Dalglish. It was like this, this non-stop, just kept on rolling along and win this and carry on and win again and carry on. You didn't ever think that, these players are getting into their 30s, and they're starting to go on the wane a little bit. You just thought it was going to carry on, and thought that another team would be good enough for a long period of time to to stop it. And so I instantly thought it was going to happen, and then of course resigned, stopped managing the team. And you still thought it'd be fine because the Alan Hansons were still there. I know he was coming to the end of his career. So much experience around the club that you just thought they'd carry on and win. So for it to stop for such a long time, you just. If someone said in '89 this would be the last, next year would be the last time you'd win the league, you thought they were mad.
Yeah, and had you got a chance? You're obviously very young at that stage. You're still a teenager. Had you tasted the success? Were you around obviously those couple of years are firstly a couple of years for the club, but also very dramatic from the '88 Cup final, winning the '89 Cup final with Hillsborough in between. Are you around the?
Yes, I was. Yeah, I was around the first team from the ages of to travel with the first team, and back then it'd be two substitutions. So I'd always be like the 16th man, travel with a lot of experience, not necessarily get changed, but being around them all the time. And
that must have been insane.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. You just used to sit on, with us, and after games, Ronnie Moran would come back and say, the ones who didn't play, you're playing on Wednesday, because it used to be Saturday, Wednesday. The reserves would flip with the first. So we had an extraordinarily strong reserve side as well. And we won the league reserve team. So I was always getting the experience that I needed, but they knew that they thought I was going to make it. So I was always thrust into this limelight of being with the first team, not getting changed, and then 6 months later changed, and then 6 months after that you're on the bench, and then you go on that. progression. So
did you think you were going to make it? Club was putting you in these scenarios.
I think at 15, 16, you don't necessarily know. You know you can mix it with your age group. You become a man until you grow up, until you get hairs on your face. You don't know whether you're going to fill up physically. And if anybody sees me when I was 15, I was absolutely tiny. I could play football on the ball, but I was tiny, and it was always the case of, will he grow? And I woke up one day like Bambi, as my dad once said. The legs, I was tall and thin, and then I was never clear as in muscly, but I was always quite wiry, and I could always move my. It was I caught up with everybody then, and then my talent took me past.
Are we able to almost catch people by surprise because of skills you had with your height?
Yeah,
you
probably.
weren't quite Peter Crouch, good feet for a big man. Your traditional tricky winger, Pat Nevin style.
I probably was. I was always that way, but when I above my age group, so for the Liverpool schoolboys, I was playing for the under 15, 18, 14, and you're suddenly playing against other opposition, and are like men at that age. Some of them who grow early and they've got beards, and I'm thinking, oh my Lord. But so they're probably looking at me thinking, oh, we're just going to kick this. He's not going to be any danger. So the fact that you had to adapt your game to deal with this physicality, I think it suited me, to be very honest.
You used to clean John Barnes' boots?
I used to clean Barnes' boots, yeah.
And was that because set up to be a role model, somebody you could
you know what? I can't
copy?
remember what happened. I used to clean Barnes' boots and Bruce Grobbelaar's boots, but I used to Barnes because I just thought he was the most incredible footballer. I mean, he's a lovely man. Treated me really well, as an apprentice, and then to go and of course be in the same side as him for a number of years. See him regularly now, but he was a brilliant footballer. So and he taught me all the right things. All the Liverpool players, because they were so successful, experienced, they managed themselves away from the game really, really well. And I always looked up to them. I really did.
Would they have been good with their time? Was there a keen sense of passing it on to the next generation?
They were. You were training with them all the time, and they're always stopping you, showing you where you're going wrong, because of course you forever got a 16, 17-year-old child. So they're trying to help you. There's encouragement. They're telling you to speed up, do this, one touch, do this, or whatever the case may be. To you then to listen and learn and then take it into. I work at Liverpool now at the academy, and you're forever telling the kids these pearls of wisdom, these words of advice. You have to do this, but it's up to them to go implement it on the pitch. And there's only so many times you can tell them, and kids will fade away, and some kids will take that advice and improve and go forward.
Lucky at that age when you're breaking into the team.
No, I mean I was from Liverpool, so I always had a little bit of chat back to them, but I was always very, very respectful of them because they were too good, of the best at that time, and I wanted to be with them. So I would never try and be cocky with them or talk back, show them I was arrogant. I was always very, very respectful to the first.
So the obvious question is, where does it all go wrong then?
Where does it all go wrong? I know it is. When Graham Souness came over with the Cup, and you always just thought that, after winning one, come, and then it got to the stage where we knew the transitional stage from, the 90, 91 to an extent. A lot of the experienced players were coming to the end of their careers. We didn't need two players. We needed, 5, 6, 7 time to come in. And whether it's bad signings, not necessarily bad signings, but signings that don't fit in with the nature of the club or the way we play football at Liverpool Football Club, which is paramount, it just becomes further and further away. And then you try and get it back. Roy Evans, we tried to get it back round again. We won the League Cup and the FA Cup. He's there or thereabouts, but unless you win, every just don't they. So if you finish second nowadays, people are thrilled because you're in the finishing fourth, everybody celebrating at the end of the game. You know, and that, you know, all that was nonsense. You either won or you lost, and unfortunately, Manchester United at the time just had that little edge over us, and had a couple of better players than we did as a group, or whether they're stronger mentally somewhere across that group. But
titles, and you're dropping further and further down the league. Are you too young at that stage to fully grasp what's happening, to try and put a stop to this, to say this connection still with even the old boot room, what's handed down through the generations?
I mean, Ronnie Moran and we were there still sort of second in command, particularly when Graham Souness was manager, and then of course when Evo became manager. But 19, 20, you probably didn't have a grasp of, you know, I wasn't enough, or I wasn't senior enough to try and do something about it. I became senior enough, of course, the more I played. But we still had a lot of, you know, big